let you guys read the question rather than read it aloud. Unless anyone can't see it, we'll prefer to read it out loud. Do you want me to read it? Okay. So, a 7-year-old girl with seizure disorder has been taking valproate for 1 year. She has not had any seizures during that time, nor any adverse effects from the medication. She's growing and developing well. Her mother brought the girl to your office because she's been unusually sleepy. There is no trauma and no known ingestions, and the parents have been supervising her medications closely. She has had no recent illness. You recommend checking a valproate level and liver enzymes, and now have the following results. So her valproate level is 61, ALT is 34, AST is 41. Of the following, which the test most likely to reveal the cause of her sleepiness is. So A is BUN, B is CBC, C, free and total carnitine, D, repeat valproate level, and E, serum ammonia. E, correct. So that's the right answer. Valproate can cause encephalopathy due to elevated ammonia level. This does happen without transaminitis. So out of all the choices listed, this is the most common to be abnormal and also cause sleepiness. So after obtaining that elevated level, her valproate dosing would need to be decreased.
Okay. So a 16-year-old adolescent is brought to the emergency department by her friends after she had a generalized tonic-clonic seizure at a house party where no adults were present. Her friends drop her off and leave immediately. She's arousable but keeps falling asleep and cannot provide a coherent history. Her physical exam reveals a temperature of 36.9, blood pressure of 106/68, heart rate of 92, and respiratory rate of 20. Her physical exam is unremarkable. Her neurologic examination is unremarkable, except for altered mental status. Her extraocular movements are normal, and she can move all extremities equally. There is no arm dysmetria when she reaches for objects, and she can sit up independently in bed. Gait examination is deferred because of her mental status. She has another generalized tonic-clonic seizure in the ED that stops before any medication is administered. To prevent further seizures, phospheni, a 1,500 milligram dose, is administered IV. Urine pregnancy test is negative, and a CT of the head is normal. Tox screen, CBC, and electrolytes are all normal. She's admitted to the hospital for further monitoring. The next morning, her neurological examination shows bilateral nystagmus, brisk reflexes, and truncal ataxia with a wide base and unsteady gait. Of the following, the most likely cause of the change in her neurologic examination findings seen on the morning of exam is A, cerebralitis, B, phosphenitoin, C, intoxication, D, postictal state, and E, subdural hematoma. Who votes for A? B, C, D. There are a lot of hands that haven't gone up yet. E. Okay, so you're all right. The answer is phospheni. With phosphenitoin, you can actually get ataxia, mostly truncal, limb dysmetria, and lateral nystagmus following a loading dose, or if they're therapeutic doses above therapeutic range. For her, so cerebralitis, you could see that. You could see ataxia with that. You'd see this more likely with an infection. In toddlers, it can be post-viral, so you don't necessarily have to have other infectious symptoms. But in an older kid her age, you'd expect her to have a fever or meningismus. She was at a house party that was unsupervised, so she could have consumed something that we don't know of, but none of this developed until the morning after she had been admitted, and her exam, if you remember, was normal in the ED initially, so it would less likely be something that she ingested. You could get ataxia postdictally, but not so much the nystagmus, and then a subdural hematoma that would have been odd for her to develop after the normal head CT while she was already admitted. We don't really have a cause of that, so phosphenition was a reasonable answer. The next question, a previously healthy 8-year-old girl presents to the ED with an unprovoked generalized tonic-clonic seizure lasting 20 minutes. She's never had a seizure or head injury before, and there is no family history of seizures. Her physical examination shows a mildly sleepy girl with no other neurologic abnormalities. Electrolytes, glucose, and a CBC are all normal. MRI of the head is also normal. She's admitted for observation and the next day has an EEG that is normal. You're planning to discharge her home. Of the following, the best statement about her seizure recurrence risk is A is 25 to 45%, B is greater than 45% because she had a prolonged seizure, C is greater than 45% because she's prepubertal, D will stay the same over the next 2 years, then decrease, E will stay the same over the next 14 years, then decrease. I will admit I got this one wrong when I first answered it. So who thinks that it is A? 1. B? C? D? So a lot of people think it's E. Okay, so the actual answer is A. I'll admit I picked B when I first went through this question set. So 40 to 50% of children and adults will have a recurrent seizure after a first unprovoked seizure. The risk is lower, down to about 25%, if they have a normal EEG and a normal MRI. So that's why hers is lower, because she had both the normal EEG and the normal MRI. I had picked B because I assumed that 20 minutes, kind of falling outside the 15-minute range that we see with febrile seizure, would make her more at risk. It being prolonged has no effect on whether or not she's going to have another one. Prepubertal doesn't play a role. And then in regards to the timeline, typically about 50% will recur within the first 6 months following their first unprovoked seizure, and 90% will recur within 2 years. So it changes at 6 months and then 2 years, but not in between those. So that is why it is A. And that is it for us. Any questions on the questions? Okay.